Hi, my name is Velma, your host for today.
And Kanali, your co-host.
Thank you so much for watching the previous video. We're back again with
A new guest.
the baby girl herself.
Hi.
Clearly.
My name is Judy Corey.
Yes. Welcome so much to 9 to 5. Oh my God.
We have to do the
Thank
YouTube
you.
thing.
We'll put the confetti. Okay. Yes. So today we have Judy here. We do not know what questions she's going to ask us. Maybe you can give us an overview.
So it's a 9 to 5, but there's a reason she's here.
I'm not a mom yet, but I am aspiring to one day.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of questions.
You do.
Knowing I'm in the dark about all these things. You see the same way like when you were in high school,
Yeah.
you're in a class and you're listening to your biology teacher and somehow they happen to know more about my body than
You
I
sure?
do.
I never thought
Like
about it
your
like
body
that.
is like this. It does like this when you expect when you get to your period. This is how it is. Almost this for me feels like that type of class because I'm like, oh, my body will do that. It does that. It can bend like that. So
I am
Interesting.
impressed.
Yes.
That's interesting. Like that. Please. Yes. Say.
Yeah. So first, before we go into Judy's curiosities and we answer her according to our knowledge and understanding, we have here some questions just to spice things up.
Why are we starting with
some
questions?
of these
No.
people have not seen these questions. That's why they're like this. They're scared.
Me, I was hoping first of all, before we go into the questions, just have an open conversation so that maybe
No,
when
we
the
start with
questions are
this.
tough,
It's an icebreaker.
it is an icebreaker.
nice.
You're sure?
Yeah.
Sure, nice.
They cannot be tough. I'm assuming.
These assumptions, please proceed. Who's
edit.
speaking? Who's speaking?
You start, actually, because you're scared. There you go. Okay, these questions are so stupid. You will laugh.
Question is, though it's starting from the back, but it's okay. Which item was a lifesaver for you during the newborn stage?
Yes.
Can
Wow.
Ali answer?
For me, the one item that was a lifesaver was the nose Frida. Do you know nose Frida?
A what?
Nose Frida, the one you put in their nose and then you pull the mucus out. Like it's a tube. So you put like a thing, ni kadogo too, you put it and then you suck the mucus because they can't do it and you says you were pulled from my mouth.
you can't. I was like, okay.
My partner was doing the one for
shock.
mouth to
2 children later, never done that, never heard of it. Like, what?
Yeah, so that was my lifesaver. Because he was so congested in the beginning, like especially at night, like he would just breathe weird, like so it used to scare us, so I had to buy it. And yeah,
Viewers,
and saline drops.
viewers, I have never heard of it.
Okay, I shouldn't say promise. I'll put a picture here, but I'm not promising. Yeah,
Okay, quick question, because okay, let me tell you now from a planning perspective. Allow me.
yeah.
This is old tale wisdom.
Tell us.
Let me tell you. This is my mama's advice. And
Yeah.
the older women around me, zaa watoto wakati wa jua.
Oh yeah. Never plan. Thinking I was a plan, but
No.
You have to backdate us. So I
Hey,
should start now.
you do
ili
9
by-
months. You just like January, Nairobi, January
sasa na
to
oops
February.
baby. Oops baby
No, nakushow tu,
tuwafanyie aje?
kuna oops
Tuwasaidie aje?
baby, kuna oops baby. But you're not limited to Nairobi. Unaweza hamia Isiolo.
Coast or somewhere.
You Isiolo, umanage during
Somewhere
your-
there's summer.
You guy, bana.
Yeah, so that was my lifesaver item.
Damn. Like really, damn. Because
For
me,
real, for
I
real.
remember hearing that story. Like
Yeah.
my
You
nan-
never experienced?
Never. My kids
wow.
January,
Oh.
September kids. I'm like, yo, we
See.
me I'm those parents whose kids don't have socks.
Sisi tulisava hadi kufanya ile ya kitunguu kwa socks. Like it was a struggle before
Okay,
Get into
when
the
did you have your child?
August.
Oh, kuna kale kabaridi kadogo.
Yeah. Literally August, yeah.
I'm so surprised that actually exists. Because when my nanny then used to explain to me, she's like, unajua kule nyumbani, unaekanga tu mdomo kwa mapua alafu unavuruta. I'm like, unavuruta nini?
Oh, you never experienced that, so you don't even know
so
about
even when the child was congested, I'd just be like, I just honestly, I never used to think about it.
Yeah.
Guy.
I don't even know about it. No.
So this is the thing. You
me,
see
I
the way when
went-
you're
I
stuffy,
went-
when you had a
Making the
stuffy
vision
nose.
for me,
So when you have a stuffy nose, you know, for you automatically. And this is what I find interesting about motherhood. This little thing that has been brought to life through you.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are things you do that are natural as a human being, but apparently you must learn. So even you blowing your nose is not a natural thing. It's not a
You
coincidence.
learned.
It's something that your brain had to learn. It's an impulse. Just the same way, like, sorry to use this example, that a Maasai kid who's grown up in the village can probably pick up a trail on how to go hunt, for example. I'm just saying, like yeah. Whereas a
to
child
slaughter a cow,
yes.
yeah.
Whereas you in Nairobi, if you're compared, for example, if you're raised in Nairobi and you're compared, you have absolutely no idea how to hunt. You get?
Yeah.
So there are certain skills that even babies must learn, and blowing your nose is one of them. And it's not also automatic, because I have a thing where I can't stand. I have sinuses, but I can't stand when my kids are congested. I will do absolutely everything.
Because you know the
Yes,
uncomfortability
it's
that comes
uncomfortable.
with
Like,
it.
yeah. So what I do is I do all those natural remedies. Tuta steam, nitawaekelea blanketi, tutaweka kaluma ndani ya maji moto. We will do anything to make sure that
They are
cloggedness is
free.
not there. But what I also taught them from an early stage, like I think even 8 months, is how to blow their nose.
On their own.
On their own, because as just like you know, people think they make assumptions. Have you ever met those two small kids but full of makamasi, and you're just like, why? And they're picking. It's because they don't know, and you're thinking it's not a natural instinct for them to, when they feel stuffy, to get it out. For them, they can, because kids can survive in anything. So them, they're just like, oh, I'm breathing through my mouth. Okay, play continues. Yeah.
Let's go to the next question.
I'm sorry to traumatize you.
yeah.
But that happens when
This
when
one.
it's
Yeah.
called, yes.
If it's about
Or do you have any time that you know?
Yeah,
But
on this.
You didn't say yours.
Which one? Okay, a lifesaver.
I'm even wondering.
Which item was a lifesaver for you during the newborn stage? Me, I'll address the moms. Nipple cream. Okay, there are two things.
it's not by what happens to my nipples.
You guys.
Look at this girl.
Wow. It's good you've done that. Because for sure.
Wallahi.
You will want to run,
Wow.
but you can't because there's milk needs to come out. This child needs to feed, but you're hurting.
What? And then, again, it is, you see, when I'm telling you, there are things that are natural. Sucking is not natural. It looks natural, but it's not. When you see a woman pull their boob and put a child there, friend, there's technique.
Yeah.
It's not free.
There's a way. That's why there are lactation specialists.
Yes.
To teach
So this
you.
is, let me tell you, I've had my baby, my first one, and I was excited. Remember
Yeah.
the previous conversation we had, like the first 2 episodes?
Yeah.
I was excited. We did a baby shower. We did the blah, blah, blah things. But nobody talked about my nipples. Nobody mentioned about my boobs. Nobody. I mean, nobody. So I had the baby. Then all of a sudden, your nipples are public. They are public goods. In a sense that the nurse will come. I'm like, what are you doing?
Oh, yeah,
maziwa
yeah, yeah.
haijakuja.
Oh, yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
what do you
yeah.
mean
Oh,
maziwa
yeah.
haijakuja?
They're like, imekuja? No. Unfit? No. Okay. Ebu tuone. And then they
This is like
literally
your
in the hospital.
In the hospital in bed.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's so abrupt. but
And
then
they
it's
finger
natural,
you.
and it's part of their checks and procedure.
Are we talking about male nurses or even? I mean,
Mostly they're female.
Yeah.
Okay.
The male, they would ask you to do it yourself. They'd check and then ask, has the baby, have you felt let down? Hey, that was the word. Have you
And
felt the
it's a
letdown?
real- it's a letdown.
So you're like, what the hell is a letdown? So letdown is, again, please, nobody has introduced you to this sensation. So you have absolutely no idea
It
what
took me
it
time
is
to
like.
understand what was happening. Like you feel it like,
Yeah.
I used to feel
Yeah.
it from my head.
Yes, you literally feel a let, like,
Unasikia, unasikia.
and then you feel,
Unasikia.
no, see, you literally feel aka boom, like, and then all of a sudden it's like your boob fills up, like, whew,
Yeah.
something is heavy.
And weird enough, you will feel it even when the baby is not feeding. Like
Yes.
during the day, like maziwa
Oh,
ikifika
this
time, like
happens not just after
Yep.
just
It continues, yes. So even
even when I was at work, I used to feel it.
yeah, you will
like
feel
when
it.
I-
then you're like, oh, I have to go nini pump.
Yeah, so it's a letdown. So like, imagine you've never felt it. Actually, no, you've never felt it. You have never had that experience. So all of a sudden, you feel something, but you can't put a name to it. So the name is let down. So when the letdown happens, automatically is your brain telling your body that it's time to feed the baby. So naturally, you should be able to put the child there and they suck the milk out. Sometimes you get those kids who sleep.
Yeah, mine was like that.
Yeah, so you've had a letdown and the child is asleep and you were just like, okay. So now, sorry, trauma moment again.
I think there's so many.
This is trauma moment. Your nipples, they've not been sucked for milk purposes.
And for that long
For
period.
that long, you've never experienced it. So the to pause to remove the milk, they're still a little bit clogged.
Okay.
Yeah. Because it's not one whole. No, that was interesting for me. Like when it was like a shower.
It's like this, like.
So that's. No, that was too funny.
At me, it was crazy for
It
me
was so
to
funny.
see.
And then the whole areola. Oh, and then there are different types of areolas for women. You have people who have big ones, tiny ones. So
Even types of nipples, apparently.
Yes, that much.
Yeah, there's invert. Me, I didn't know. Truth to God, and I never even researched because I didn't care. So the guys would come and be like, "Oh, you have a big areola." I'm like, "I do." Okay. So what does that mean? It means like that whole thing needs to fit inside the baby's mouth. And I'm like, I look at that child's mouth. I'm like, no, it won't work.
So tiny.
No, it won't work. But yet, that God is God, friends. The genius engineering behind it is that that mouth will fit.
Yes, it will.
It will fit. For the baby you've delivered, the mouth will fit. So the mouth will fit and it will be able to use that suction. And let me tell you, when a child sucks on you, hey, the pressure is real. Like that muscle energy on the mouth is not a joke.
That is true.
It's like, it's, wow.
It is crazy. But it's an
you even
unreal
feel it
feeling.
here, yeah, and then you feel it even up to here. You literally feel like, right?
Yes.
So the first time when the guy's like, "Oh, you had a letdown," I'm like, "Do I?" My child was asleep. I'm like, "Do-do-do-do-do-do." I ignored it. The second letdown, do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. The third letdown, my boobs were up to here. I know they're full. I know they're hard.
Hey, that's painful.
But then the pores are not yet open.
What?
Only one, and it's removing small streams. But because I had now what is it called? It's not mastitis per se. When it's extreme, is mastitis. I had clogged ducts, and then I was too full, which is also overwhelming for the child. If it's too hard and too full, they'll not suck it because it's too hard. It's a lot of work. So they try, and then they get tired and they'll sleep. So I put the baby there. She'd try, but then she'd get tired from that whole a lot of work. Then she'd sleep. That child was a baby girl for real. She'd sleep. Now she'd leave me with all my problems. And then nobody has told me, you have to put something warm.
To compress it.
And compress it and press and then nini.
Oh, now you've told me. So.
Yeah, now you know. So I didn't know. So I sit there. Then there's latching.
Oh, yes. Yes. I was about to say, like, that's the most important takeaway from this point.
So then nobody had told me about latching. So 2 key vocabularies you will learn on that day is there's letdown and there's latching. So latching is a nice concept of where then the mouth needs to cover the whole nipple. So the nipple is inside the tummy.
Sucking the milk seed, just the nipple at your...
if the baby just puts their mouth on the nipple, way...
That's painful.
That's
not...
painful.
It's gonna... Italeta shida later.
So it needs to be like on the whole boob, so the latching, the whole boob like this, not the whole boob, but like the
areola.
Nipple area, the areola area, so that the pressure is on the areola, and then it pushes the nipple to remove the milk. So